So we were at the Muhammad Ali Masjid and looking at this whole citadel, and it just shared the story of how these men weren't coming home and scared of their wives. Now, being in London right now, they I told them bullocks is the word that they use. It's kind of funny. Maybe you can figure out what that means if you don't already know, but it means balls. They didn't come home and they were cowering and scared and pussyfooted and weak when it comes to their wives. Warning, viewer discretion is advised. The content, views, and educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it. Assalamu alaikum, peace. Coach Nadir, one of the founders of Outstanding Personal Relationships and one of the authors of Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. And I'm coming to you actually from Heathrow Airport in London. Yeah, it's a bad accent. Nevertheless, I attended an event and I just kind of wanted to share with you some jewels, just so that you understand what it really comes to when it's practicing polygyny. Of course, polygyny is a man having multiple wives. I was part of an event and it was invitation only. So a number of elite, about 40 of us, traveled to London at the Dorchester Hotel, beautiful spot. And I was asked to speak and give my thoughts on a couple of things. And of course, topic went to polygyny. All right, again, man, married to more than one wife. Now, let me give you some context here though, because the people I met with, they're not top 10% or even top 5% or even top 1%. I mean, for example, an American would be top 1% earner, just $250,000 to a little over $300,000 a year. You're pretty much being the top 1%. These people were, many of them were 0.0 something percent. So 0.01%, if you will, 0.02%. We're talking about 8 and 9 figure earners. All right, all Muslim brothers doing very well for themselves and their families, being proactive, really empowering people, making a huge impact. And of course, most of the brothers were married. But I can't say anybody. There was one brother, one of my clients, who is married to 2 and just recently got engaged. Congratulations to his future 3rd wife. But one of the things I mentioned, because these people are proactive, they're dominating in business, they're having massive success and they're making a massive impact across the planet, was that if you're doing that, what are you doing at home? And I didn't call them out. I wasn't putting anybody on the spot. But one of the things I recognize, especially work with a number of different clients, is that some are having huge success in their businesses, but their homes are falling apart. And maybe there's a clip of me speaking or somebody recording. I can add it here for a little bit more context. The marriages actually matter, 2 or 3 or 4. And if you can afford that and do that, the barakah that you get from these 3 things that fall to you, that righteous child that prays for you, so have more children. We enjoy that.
So how many wives do you have? Can you tell us?
2 right now. Only
Mashallah.
2. I want to ask him, all right, if you know that your family is important and you're dealing with a legacy and you want to have a large family, you want to have more children. For example, brother asked me, how many wives did I have? Of course, I'm married to 2 women and I have 10 biological children and 2 bonus kids. So one was like, oh, I need to catch up. Or, I'm running a little late or behind or whatever. And, they're joking, but just ask, the men who had courage of the past. And I shared a story where my family, we went to go see Salahuddin al-Ayyubi's citadel. Salahuddin, who liberated Philistine, who's known for that. But there's a citadel that they made in Egypt. So we were at the Muhammad Ali Masjid and looking at this whole citadel, and it just shared the story of how these men weren't coming home and scared of their wives. Now, being in London right now, I told them bullocks is the word that they use. It's kind of funny. Maybe you can figure out what that means if you don't already know, but it means balls. They didn't come home and they were cowering and scared and pussyfooted and weak when it comes to their wives. All right, they were on a mission. They had vision. They expanded, they conquered. All right, they invited, they liberated. So there was a lot of different qualities that we like to have. And unfortunately, since the world has changed, some of these characteristics have been stripped and become pretty feminized. Now, what I mean by that is that we can utilize the same strategies or energies, if you will, when it comes to business and dominate and strategize. Many people, like Robert Kiyosaki, for example, kind of equates business to war. And this is somebody who's a veteran, did 3 tours in Vietnam as a helicopter, fighter pilot. But back onto the main story, we can dominate and do this stuff in the world. When we come home, we become kittens, so we're lions to the world. You're dominating, having this massive success. You have massive optionality, but don't even recognize it. But there are three things that follow you after death. The dua, the prayers of a righteous child, money that continues to benefit the people. And there were brothers there who participated in many philanthropic ventures. I mean, one brother in particular, I remember seeing online maybe 15, 20 years ago, is one of the pioneers in the Muslim space when it comes to online marketing. He's raising currently 50 million for philanthropic efforts in Dubai. Again, top 0.01% when it comes to. So my question is, why weren't most of these men already practicing polygyny? Now, all of them desired to. We had some jokes and people asked questions, and some were saying, oh, I wouldn't be able to do this or do that and so on. Again, demonstrating jokingly that there's some type of issue, some type of problem when it comes to it. But the fact of the matter is, if you're running your family well, you're demonstrating that leadership not only in the world for everybody else to see, but you do it at home, there's many more blessings and barakah that comes with that. So what is it that it takes for you to build that confidence, that courage, to be able to utilize the same communication skills that we do from the stage, or can do in front of tens of thousands of people without a problem or challenge, or like I'm doing right now in a public airport with people coming and sitting around and in transit right now, right? Early in the morning, when I'd rather just go ahead and be reading one of the books that I have that I need to finish. For example, Psychology of Money. Nevertheless, there are many things that can keep someone from it. But the fact of the matter is, when it comes to polygyny, when it comes to growing the family, it doesn't matter whether or not it's easy. Doing business, having success, whether it's online or offline or what, that's not necessarily easy. The question is not whether it's easy, if you're trying to take that route, but whether or not it's worth it. And I believe it absolutely is. So if you're dealing with the creme de la creme and you're speaking with the creme de la creme, you have to ask them, why are you settling for less? And what I mean settling for less is that we know that in Jannah, there's no such thing as monogamy. It's not going to happen. Minimally, there'll be two. Minimally. So if you have the opportunity to have a taste of it here, right now, demonstrating your leadership and investing in your akhirah, meaning that righteous child that prays for you after you're gone, the money that you get that continues to benefit people, the knowledge that you left that continues to benefit people, why don't you? Do you have a legitimate reason when you have the resources and the abilities to continue to choose the weak route? Because unfortunately, many weak men jump in and cause problems when it comes to it. With that being said, I want you to reflect on that. And since the event at the Dorchester was where we were last night, and you stayed in this long to watch this video, even though it's relatively short, under 10 minutes, what I want you to do is put in the comments below, Dorchester 24. Spell it however you wish, Dorchester 24. I look forward to hearing what you have to say about when it comes to this 0.01% actively skirting around the issue, but prayerfully, some of them have been inspired to do a whole lot more and transfer that success from outside in that cush life to inside their family to benefit on a much higher level. Remember, I'm coaching out there to coach to help people get their shift together. With that being said, remember, wish changes nothing, but a decision changes everything. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.